Hey, I'm Nick. I play guitar.
And I'm Elliot, and I'm lead vocals, and you're
You're
watching
watching
JRAR
JRAR TV.
TV.
I'm Arthur, he's John, and let's get this interview started.
Cool.
All right.
So, tell us a little bit about your band, just like how long you've been around, what you've done already, and just a little something so new people can get a feel for your band.
Okay. Well, this band has been in the works for about 3 years, but it never really started to get off the ground until this past August, when we officially became the band Decaying in Decades. Um, and about 3 weeks after we formed, we actually played a small show at an open mic at our college. So we were pretty proud for that. We had shirts all set up. We had a merch table and everything. So it was really interesting to kind of get 5 people from 5 different backgrounds together to put on one show in about 3 weeks. So
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool.
From the time it was August 15th was like the start of the band because that was the day we first signed the lease for our practice space. So from August 15th to September 4th was our first show. We got the social media platform, a website, merchandise. We've got a small following, and we were able to put on a show in 3 weeks with 2 original songs. So it was pretty badass for the short amount of time.
Oh,
That's
what songs
fantastic.
did you play? What were the 2 songs?
We had Bodies by the River,
Yep.
and we had did we have Old Number 7 for that show?
No. Actually, for our first show, we did 2 covers. We're sorry about
Two
that.
two covers.
Yeah, we did "Home Is for the Heartless" by the Parkway Drive because they're one of our biggest
Mhm.
influences, I would say. And then the other one was "The Ghost Inside" because we've met them like a whole bunch of times, and for me, like John has always been like one of my idols to like follow as a musician. So
Oh, that's great.
And on
Yeah.
that note, yeah, like prayers are still going out to them. They just got into that crazy bus crash, so
yeah.
unfortunately.
They're it's going well with bands donating and people donating to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? 125 was their goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at first it was only like 30,000, and it just kept raising. And in 7 days, only a week, they've raised 140,000.
Yeah.
So you guys were talking about you had Parkway Drive as one of your main influences. What other bands from maybe other types of music have you guys considered to be influences? Because I know there's a lot of different sounds.
Acacia Strain.
Yeah, I mean,
Acacia Strain.
well, for the song "Bodies by the River," we wrote that about a week after I went to the Summer Slaughter tour, and I saw Acacia Strain, and they were just so brutal and heavy, and I went to our lead guitarist Joe, and I was like, dude, we have to do something like this because this shit was just absolutely crazy, and I know people would love it. So Acacia Strain would be one of them. We said Parkway Drive. I would say like Bring Me the Horizons, like earlier stuff.
Yeah, their early stuff, Suicide Season and
Yeah.
before.
Like all that stuff like that. In Heart's Wake, I Killed the Prom Queen, Atreyu, some like Rise Against and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it's-
I mean, like we have like just a very array of artists that we've been listening to for a while, and we kind of take certain styles for certain songs and we'll implement them in our own way. So I would say we have a lot of varying artists, definitely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I know you guys mentioned you were in the midst of organizing a show with your school.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be huge. We're excited. It's actually this coming Wednesday, so a week from yesterday, 6 days away now.
Yeah.
And we put the entire thing on ourselves. What had happened was a spin-off of the first show. By the end of that show, we were actually we drew a crowd in from people walking around.
Oh yeah.
And the school was actually, I mean, to put it into context, we had a pit at a university that there's zero metal scene.
Yeah, it's
So we were able to get a pit, which was huge. and our lead guitar player Joe, who's my brother, he works for the school, and I've worked for the school before. And they approached him and said, "Well, you guys were such a success at an open mic. If you'd like to attempt to organize your own show for the fall, go ahead. We actually kind of want to support you in this." So it spun off from that, and we invited only bands from the college at first. And the way it's going to work is it's going to be this stepping stone for all genres. We have pop punk. We've got a solo guitar player that just likes playing guitar. And we're using it as a springboard just to get musicians at the school to become active in the school.
Okay.
Because where we go is Central Connecticut State University, and it's a good school, but they're mainly about the sports, just like every other school. And we want to bring it out there that musicians are also at the school, and this event is going to showcase us. Yeah. And we actually got upgraded to a larger venue than originally booked due to anticipation.
Oh, really?
So the school said, you guys were going to start at this venue, which was kind of like a corner of the CAF, and they upgraded us to Alumni Hall, which is one of their bigger speaking auditoriums.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we're pretty pumped about that. We've made some friends with the other bands. Mm-hmm. So we're just excited to be able to end the semester off on a really positive note for a lot of people, and to also kind of keep making our mark, not only in Central Connecticut, but at the school, and hopefully just around in the Northeast, so we can help ourselves keep growing.
Oh, definitely, yeah. So in terms of writing and recording, do you guys have any plans for anything in the foreseeable future?
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
Yes, we do. For this upcoming show, we've been able to add 2 more original songs that we have done. And what we're going to do from December 4th till about the first week of February is we're really going to just lock ourselves in a basement, and we're just going to record those 3 songs. We have a 4th song that was completed last night that I just got to put some vocals over.
It's a sick song. We're excited.
Yeah, it should be really amazing, because a lot of our songs, if you listen to our songs, every track is different in the way it sounds, but the way that we present it is all the same. So we have our own flair where we can make a varying track sound, but you can still be oh, well, that's Decaying in Decades. You know what I mean? So our goal is to get an EP that is very different, so that if you don't like one track, maybe you'll like another track, but it's still all the same music from us. So we're really excited about it. So hopefully first week in February is when we should have it completed.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Where are you guys going to have it released? Do you have any sources, iTunes, YouTube, Bandcamp, anything?
Well, what we're working on right now is we're actually working on getting an LLC, so that we're gonna make the company so that we can actually open up our web store for our merch, so we can sell online, as well as once we get the LLC up and running, then we can supply to iTunes and stuff like that. But we've also been another project of ours is, unlike a lot of bands too, we've been working on doing a lot of the recording in-house too, to start off. So we invested in a whole bunch of mics. We're using currently, we've got 3 MacBook Pros with
Logic X.
Logic Pro X. And the goal is to do everything from start to finish, at least the majority of it ourselves. Because we want to be that, that band next door, the guys that, we know what it's like to tour. We know what it's like to record. We did it ourselves in-house for the first EP.
Yeah. Oh, that's great to hear. It's it's really good initiative.
It's definitely a learning experience.
It's a learning experience. That's why, our first, if you go to our SoundCloud right now, we do have more of a demo up. It was our first attempt at recording. The room wasn't set up, and we didn't have the mics that we do now. So what we're planning on doing for that February-ish deadline is to have something that's really enjoyable to listen to, something that's mixed and mastered pretty well. And I think we're right on track with that.
Yep.
So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
So other than the EP, do you currently have any plans for the future as of right now? Or anything that you're thinking about, like touring or more shows, whatnot?
Yeah, we do actually. We go to a ton of concerts, to be honest. And when we're there, we do like to talk to the other bands, not only because we've seen them a lot of times, like we're friends with Silverstein, and I'm friends I call the Prom Queen and stuff. So we have some connections in that kind of an aspect. But what we like to do is we like to talk to some of the younger bands, a lot of the local bands, And I was just out in Pittsburgh last week for a wedding, and I met this band called Rebel Revive, and they're from Erie, like they're about a few hours north of Pittsburgh. And what they said was that they liked what they had heard for our YouTube sound, and we're hopefully gonna be touring with them sometime May, June-ish of 2016. And I also have a friend who's kind of working in the business right now who has told us once we get an EP, just to let her know, and she's more than willing to book us tours. So hopefully this coming summer will be a touring and a busy summer for us. So we're ready to live out of a van and just try and make a dream come true.
We're ready to go. We've played a lot of local shows, and we want to branch out a little bit. So this CCSU show, I think, is going to not necessarily put us more on the map in Connecticut, but it's going to be one of the larger crowds we've played for, which is cool for us. And honestly, since August, it's been a crazy ride. And so far, it's so good. We've plowed through every roadblock. So I guess only up from here.
Oh, that's great to hear. Thank you so much for talking to us about this. We're really...
No problem.
Well, thank you guys for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us on the show. We appreciate it.